Hello and welcome to the Black Vine Podcast. My name is Jeff. Joining me this week is
Hi.
Josh.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi,
Hi.
Josh. How are you?
I'm good, I guess.
Are you good? You sound tired.
A little.
Josh might be getting a new job soon, so
I might be getting a new job, hopefully.
hopefully, if he gets it, then Jeff's going to be very happy for him and very sad at the
too.
same time.
I'm going to be very happy for
Us what
myself.
his job is,
No.
or am I just gonna have to assume that I'm
No,
just gonna,
I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
No.
We'll not tell you on the air.
Fucking cucked me, you fucking bastard.
Oh, excuse me, good sir.
Anyways, I'm also here this week.
Allan's here this week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was,
I was the first one to say hi, and I immediately just got overpassed for Josh.
yeah, you did, and that's going to be edited out, so that way then it's going to be a nice, clean recording, and you're going to be following the rules, which is unusual for you.
How? How is that the rules? We've never established that that's the rules. The rules are just whoever just like you introduce first. And I just said hi first, and I just got overpassed. You dumb fucking cunt.
So, anyways,
No, it's not.
You're
It's
a
me.
fucking right bastard.
It was me jumping over top of you doing something. That's what it was.
It wasn't even that. You just said hi. I was like, what? I just so the audience know, I have been betrayed by Jeff.
When are you
has
never
thrown
betrayed?
He's thrown me to the wind and said, "Begone, thought. You're not needed here. Begone." Huh?
how have you never been needed? You, Allan, you're the third host. You're the person who fills the void that me and Josh create.
Exactly.
You're like, if you were a
pretty
female,
fucking wide. It's a pretty fucking wide fucking gap, man.
yeah, because me and Josh
That's-
are basically like, yeah. It's like when Rory's there, it's not as difficult because then we just have two podcasts going on at the same time. What?
Yeah, I forgot that he
Somehow he's dead.
well no, he's got I think Pathfinder on Sundays and Fridays and stuff like that. He has a lot of stuff on the go nowadays.
Because he's Rory. He should be live streaming
Mhm.
more.
I don't think he does. I don't even think he live
He
streams.
should be live streaming his Pathfinder games.
I don't know if that would work for him.
I think it would.
No, I don't think it would. And the reason why is because he'd need to have a setup so that all his players can be recorded
That's true.
and heard. And I know for a fact that a lot of players who play Pathfinder and like enjoy playing Pathfinder online, they won't really record because then you have to like make sure everyone can be their audio seen and like make sure you have all their things being recorded and that sort of stuff. And it's kind of, I feel like, again, a good example of being actually like I watch Arch Warhammer play I think it's Only War or Dark Heresy on YouTube where he records it off site and then he uploads it onto the site.
Mhm.
And I have noticed that like honestly it's kind of boring to watch. So that's the reason why I don't think it works very well because like you don't get very good interactions like you do with Matt Mercer and
That's true.
the that gang. Those people. What do you mean by those people? What do you mean by those people? Yeah. That's racist.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So basically, if we're going to get started, I started playing League of Legends again
oh my god, why would you do this?
because I'm a terrible person and my friends are dragging me into it. Or Mewtwo is dragging me into it, and literally Hitler is dragging me into it. Basically,
Is it actually like literally Hitler?
no, he just
Is it that guy you told me?
yeah. That's literally Hitler is not actually Hitler. He's just like. So we recently on my server that I use for friends and stuff like that. So that way, then I can post some things and be an idiot and stuff like that, which I like doing. Basically, on my server, we recently found the political compass test.
Oh god.
And Mewtwo decided to take it, and I took it. So I was basically, I think, capitalist mainly. Like I'm in the bottom left quadrant, so I'm like left leaning capitalist, which is odd for a leftist person because most lefties are like communism's great and everything is bad that is worshipped.
Socialism is the way forward.
Yeah.
Equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity.
Whereas me, I'm like,
No,
whereas me is like I like Mustangs. I like working hard to get said Mustang. I
want to be able to have.
I want
to have nice things, and I just don't want the government to pay for all of it.
I don't like.
Except the government, except for the fact that the government actually just pays for all my bills.
It's like the one thing I think the government should pay for is healthcare. Because it's like healthcare is like a basic human right in my personal opinion, but you can fight that. But like basically like let's go with my 1080 for example. Like I don't want the government to sit there and be like, and 1080s for everyone, because then I'm like, oh, well, I have no reason to work.
Okay.
And
okay. I just really quickly jump on that government free healthcare and all that stuff. What do you mean by do you mean like basic healthcare where you can go in for like family checkups and the government will subsidize most major operations to a point? Is that what you mean? Like what we have up here in Canada?
That's exactly what I mean. The one thing I wish that they would I only wish that they would do more is I wish that they would cover my dental bills, but they don't, so I don't care.
Because dental is a non-essential.
Yeah. Technically, if I lose my teeth, it's not essential.
How?
How is dental non-essential?
Yeah.
Okay, so if your teeth fall out, it means you weren't taking care of them.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that, we know for a fact that a toothbrush, like the dirtiest, cheapest one that you can get, is like $1. That'll last you like 4 months.
That's true.
Toothpaste on average is $20. That'll last you a full year.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the guy who loses teeth by pure accident should get that covered.
Yeah, that should.
Actually, no. You know what makes it even cooler is the fact that the government actually has a mandated law for all dental services that if a dental service gets a call from someone about a broken tooth, they have to operate on you.
Crap, he died.
I think so.
I want to know his info because it sounds really good.
What? What are you guys talking about?
I think so.
Fuck.
What?
Allan.
What? I can hear you, motherfuckers.
Allan.
I will murder all of you.
Well, okay. So, anyways, I play League of Legends again.
What? No, I'm here.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, there he is.
I've been here the whole time.
You freaking died.
I've been like, I looked at the thing. I even tabbed over to Discord to check, and my thing is popping up, registering. I had good voice connection, everything. So if you guys lost me, it was on your fucking end.
So it probably was.
I swear to God, you went and roboted out, and you died. We didn't hear a thing.
Pretty much.
Y'all are useless. What the fuck?
It's this it's Discord. Just blame Discord.
Howling at the moon.
Discord. It's Discord wanting to ban us. So basically, yeah. Alan probably recorded
Okay.
his rant, and me and Josh were going, "Oh,
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just me saying like, did you know that actually like the government of Canada has a mandated stance that you just like if you get a tooth broken or something like that, you can call up a dental surgery place and they have to operate on you within 12 hours.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually like it's a really cool thing because I found that out during my first aid training.
cool."
I found out a lot of cool things during my first aid training, like how many venomous animals there are in Canada. You want to know how many? Fucking 3.
There are 3 venomous.
And they're not even deadly.
Ooh. Man, sucks for all.
There's- there-
Wait. Which one am I thinking? Is it brown spider? Is that?
It's
is,
the brown recluse,
okay.
the black widow,
Wait, the Black
We have-
Widow's in
we have Black
Canada?
Widow?
the black widow's up here in Canada.
What?
Oh, okay.
Fuck no.
And the rattlesnake is up here in Canada.
Oh, interesting.
And all 3 of them aren't lethal. Well, they can be, but they're not at the same time. Brown recluse is venomous. When it bites you, you get a big splotch of skin, and it's slow. It's a necrotic poison, so it rots away your flesh on your body.
Oh
Oh yeah, it's fucking cool. I dare you guys just go look up what a fucking image of it looks like, the effect looks like, and you'll be like, wow, that's like a cool effect for a game. Vipers are worse. Rattlesnakes, they have a coagulant poison, so your blood clots. But
So you die of a
up
heart
here in
attack.
up here in Canada, the genius that we have isn't as effective, and it'll take a few days to kick in. So if you get bit by a rattlesnake and immediately go to the hospital, they'll be like, okay, yeah, just sit here, put some pressure on it, stay calm, stay relaxed, and they'll put the antivenom in you, and then your blood just stops coagulating. And the Black Widow isn't actually lethal. I don't think. I don't think it's up here in Canada. It's super lethal. But the thing is it's only lethal, I think, against kids.
Ah. The real
And
threat.
Yeah.
So anyways, getting back to Jeff's League of Legends training. Speaking of toxic behavior,
Sorry.
League of Legends
Speaking of venomous behavior.
Yeah, League of Legends is a game that I used to play a lot, actually. Like when I worked at an ice cream parlor, which is the reason why I'm fat. Fuck off. I would play when I would get phone calls being like, you don't need to come in today. I would go home and play League of Legends and be very sad. My buddies basically dragged me in. I basically played Fiora, and I had no idea what to do, and it was fun-ish. I compared to Heroes of the Storm, and I would say I like Heroes more than League. Because Heroes of the Storm, it's like you're always contributing. Whereas this is like
Well, okay. Well, actually, I play League, and I play ever so often I'll play Heroes of the Storm with someone. But the thing is that it depends. For the most part, I find League can be more fun because it's more skill-based compared to Heroes. Heroes is a very quick and set rate of growth and stuff like that. It happens a lot faster. And I find with Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
Because it's the team levels up. It's not players who level up. It's the team who levels up.
Yeah.
And the difference between that is in League, you have to be good enough to level up yourself. So you have to work as a team. And that's the reason why there's such a disparity between both games. League is a bit more skill based compared to that. So you have to learn how to be capable of doing your job.
Yeah.
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 It's kind of the thing.
I basically throughout the entire game, when I was playing League, I basically hated a lot of the things that it did and stuff like that. And so the actual thing that actually pushed me away was how long it took, because I stopped playing League around school. I stopped around season 3.
Back then the games used to last way longer than they do now. Most games are over by 30 minutes.
Now
at least It's on average, it's between 25 and 35 minutes, and it's about an average of
Yeah.
29 minutes or so.
And like,
And compared to back in when we were in school, when the average game was 45 minutes plus.
to an hour. Like if there were games where I would be playing for 2 hours, and yeah, like I liked League a lot. I thought League was a very good game. And when I stopped playing League, I wasn't very too beat up about it. I really like coming back for the first time and stuff like that. Like it just feels the same. Like it feels like once I got my bearings, I was like, oh, okay, this is what's going on and stuff like that.
I have noticed that, like, out of all the MOBAs that I've played, that being Paladins, Heroes of the Storm, League, technically Overwatch,
Overwatch, MOBA.
technically, those, like, you can all see, like, and technically Dota, but I haven't played Dota in like years. I played it once and I never picked it back up because I was just bored of it within an hour.
Dota, the most fun I had was caber tossing people.
Yeah. But the thing is like, for me, I enjoy League more than I enjoy Heroes of the Storm. I enjoy Heroes of the Storm more than I enjoy Paladins. I enjoy Paladins more than I enjoy Overwatch now. It used to be like Paladins used to be the worst thing in the world. I have stopped caring about Overwatch in almost every sense.
Pretty much. I mean,
Because the big thing for me is the fact that, like, Overwatch used to be like a really clever concept and had like really interesting characters and really cool, like,
is this a segue? I think this is a segue.
into what?
Well, I played Overwatch 2 this week, and I can tell you, Diva's still great, and the hamster's a fucking terrible champion. I really don't like him.
I should have played the new champion, but I didn't.
I haven't picked up Overwatch in fucking
You're
months.
not missing much.
That's the thing is, like, after I didn't play when Brigitte came out. Brigitte came out, and the reason why I was like, she looks like a really cool support champion. She looks like she's a fun character to play. And I look at Hammond, and I've seen a lot of like some pro players play him, and they're like, no, he's kind of a skill cap champion where you have to be good at him or you just won't be able to play him. He's a tank that he's actually an engaged and disengaged champion from what I've seen, where you come in, you hit hard with your swing and attack, you charge out, you fire off your cannons, and then you roll right out.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't stick around. You're there to soak up some damage, dish some damage out, move away. You're a hit and run champion, basically.
Yeah.
You're like Tracer. Tracer pops in, takes a few shots, pops out. You're like Sombra. Sombra fades in suddenly, shoots you, and then teleports herself out because she dropped her beacon somewhere behind her.
Yeah.
She's like that's the thing is, like, he's a different style of play. And I have no problem with Overwatch trying to do new interesting styles of characters where, oh, well, this is the concept behind this character and this is the idea of the lore behind this character. And Hammond looks actually like a really cool character to play, and I hope to God he gets a Hantaro skin because everybody wants it.
I don't think he is, but that's besides the point.
But here's the big thing for me is I look at him and he's just not appealing.
He's not. He's really not. Like, the problem that he has is that you'll play him and you're like, oh, I bet I'll have fun, and then you don't.
Don't you just play pinball with the character, or
Pretty
is it
much.
just
Basically, that's pretty much what you do.
Yeah, he's pinball.
So I should like this then.
You probably will. But the thing is like, I when I hear tank, I don't think mechanized ball that is meant for hit and runs. I don't think of tanks of like that. I think of tanks like a good example being comparison back to LOL. I think of like somebody who can just take the damage for the team, holding the line and being the backbone for the team. But that's the thing is, tanks aren't supposed to be that. They're not supposed to be hit or run. And in Overwatch, it's actually a kind of a hamper thing because you have Diva, who's this mobile, heavy DPS, 2 health bar champion. That's the reason why she always dominates in the meta. And it's actually like, for me, it's like it should be the people who should dominate the meta are like actual champions who are like, built for their role, actual proper role, like Orisa, Reinhardt, technically even Roadhog.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Well, it's just like
They tend to they tend to shift around in favor depending upon what the meta is for the offense characters, which is kind of a bad thing. It should be the other way around. But then again, what do I know about game design? Apparently
none of us know anything about game design.
evidently.
Very clearly.
That actually no, that's not true. I know for a fact that I know for a fact that you guys know game design. It's just you guys can't. It's just that like none of us can actually make that work.
Pretty much.
Hence why we're going for new jobs.
Exactly. We know what to do, but how to do it.
It's not that we don't know how or what to do or how to do it. It's the fact that we suck at putting the theoretical into the practical.
Pretty much.
But then again, I know for a fact that I'm somebody who's like theoretical. I've actually been told by one of my friends who is like a really big like he hears what I want to do with my life, and he's like, yeah, see, this is the thing, you're actually organized enough to get yourself into like a good responsible position. And I'm like, no, I'm not. If I was, I wouldn't be like talking to you. And he's like, what do you mean? It's like, you do realize like if I had my life in order, I would be in fucking Ontario or down in the States and stuff like that. He's like, huh. I'm like, yeah, I would actually be like organized with my life. I'm not. Just because I can make plans and follow them through doesn't mean my plans always work.
It's like my plans always fail epically.
Your plans don't always fail. Your plans succeed sometimes, but the big ones that you want to do, like the game that you guys are doing, you guys try to do really big things with your plans and fail to what's the word? You fail on following through with some of your points and plans.
Oh yeah.
Because what I've noticed with you guys, and this isn't a bad thing, it's that you guys try to add more and add more and add more.
I think that's our biggest weakness, I think.
And that's your biggest weakness, because you want to do more and want to do more.
We want something that's nice and fun.
I have actually come to the point where like I'm just like, I want a stable job so that I can move out of my house and get a place of my own, settle down, be happy and stuff like that. So that's the reason why like I'm prepared to go back to school, get a proper fucking education, not some like some education in game design or animation. As much as I love animation, as much as I love sitting down, doing it, reading about it, studying it and stuff like that, I kind of figured when my last year came around, I kind of had a feeling that I wasn't going to go anywhere with it, because unfortunately where we live is like the worst place for the industry.
Define worst place for the industry.
There's no jobs here.
Oh yeah, you're 100% correct.
There's no jobs. And I did have an interview over the winter, just passed, where I said, hey, yeah, no, I'd totally move out there and start working for you guys. I just need a few weeks to get set up. And they're like, well, where do you live? I live in Alberta. And they're became very worried. And I'm like, I could also just stay out here and work for you guys too. Just like I could do the projects out here. I have the programs and stuff like that. And they're like, well, okay. And then they never contacted me again. And I actually told this to one of my coworker who is a management staff, who used to be a manager for not TELUS, for FCore.
Yeah.
And he made the comment of like, no, that's I'm surprised you even got to the interview, considering like your education, because like Nate is like a big red flag to the fact that you live in Alberta. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, no, like even trying to get like a job that like, even with like your education being like Nate or stuff like that, that isn't like a big thing outside of Alberta, your chances drop drastically, and that's the reason why, believe it or not, the digital media IT department at NATE is apparently going to be getting shut down here in a few years.
Are you
Huh.
It's just like a lot of a lot of the students aren't going anywhere with it, and they're just coming back and taking different courses. So yeah,
See, I'm just going back to system admin, so
yeah. Well, that's the thing is like apparently it's getting rid of like game design and.
well, that's the thing is it's a hobby.
Yeah.
It's learning for hobbies.
That's the. Yeah, I'm happy that I have the skills now to like just do it as a hobby in the background whenever I want to.
Yeah, like
But at the same time, I'm not super upset about like, oh look, I'm not where I want to be in the world. I would have loved to have been a proper animator and stuff like that in the industry. But at the same time, I know for a fact that I would have had to move to either BC, Ontario, Quebec, or down to the States into California, Texas, the East Coast, and stuff like that, or move out to like places like Japan and try and work for a studio there, and stuff, and like all these things. And for me, I don't want to move super far away from my family. Like I want to be
fuck.
like I'm up for like if I have to like move out to Ontario, I'd be totally okay with it because it's not like outside the country, and then my parents could just like, oh yeah, we're coming to visit for a week, fly out, stay for a week, and fly back, or drive out. They could bring the dogs and stuff like that, and it'd take them 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'd totally be fine with that because actually apparently traveling east is faster than traveling west because it takes a full day to get halfway across fucking BC compared to going east, which it takes like a day to get to fucking Manitoba, and it's just like what? But yeah, that's the thing is I wasn't prepared to not move. It was just unfortunately how the options ended up turning out. I was really not 100% sure on where I wanted to go with most of it.
I think that a lot of the problems were
Yes.
I think the options were a lot of very strong things. Like there was a lot of issues that I specifically had and stuff like that. Like it's that stereotype, right? Like everyone remembers that interview that literally I couldn't take because they were like, yeah, you can't get hired because of this reason. And I was like saying, well, like, what the fuck? Oh.
I have less of a concern with that because if the company wants you and they give you an interview and stuff like that, that's the point where you have to impress them at that point. You have to be able to show your interview skills that way.
And that's the thing is,
but the problem is this on the flip side, for you to get there and like actually like show your skills and stuff like that in the interview, you have to be like prepared to, when you do that interview, actually be like show that you're committed to this job and stuff like that. And like I know for a fact that a few the companies that like you look at for game design and stuff like that, they have these rules of, well, you got to have 5 years experience in the industry. And I'm like, I know why they put that up there. I actually like talked to somebody and they're like, no, like the only reason why they put that up there is to discourage the people that like clearly don't have the skill set for the job. And if you show up with the ability to like show that like you've got the abilities like that they need, and you're like, yeah, I don't have the 5 year experience, they'll go, we don't care, we'll fucking hire you because you have the skills that we want. And that's the difference, is the industry uses that kind of more of as a filter. And it's like step one filter. Oh, 5 years, I don't have that. How am I supposed to get in? Well, you show that you have the skills of a 5 year experienced artist. Like me, Jeff and Josh went to NATE for 3 years for me. I think Josh was there for 2 years, and I think Jeff was there for 3 years.
I think Josh was there longer.
Was Josh there for longer?
I was sort of longer. I was there for another course, but I dropped out entirely because I fucking sucked at it.
That's fair. Well, at least, like, were you there for a full term? Like, were you only there for 2 years? Like, did you do your capstone within 2 years?
Yes. Well,
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
So then, yeah, you. Well, that's the reason why I look at where like if you can reach your capstone and essentially graduate and stuff like that. But what I noticed with a lot of the students in the animation courses, they were doing projects to like, here's this 1 minute animation, here's these models I'm producing, and they're all going like everything from Nate for an animator goes straight into your resume and then straight up into your profile portfolio and stuff like that. But the thing is well, we're from Nate. We're not at a prestigious like animation school like the Vancouver Film School or well, not Caltech because unfortunately Caltech is fucking retarded. But like you get the gist of it. You want to go to a school that has clearly shows your skills, helps you grow those skills and stuff like that, and helps you get a good resume for your job that you want. And throughout the course of that time, you'll like develop your skills that you need. And unfortunately, Nate doesn't do that well enough. It does the bare minimum basics. And it's a little frustrating. It's not that I don't like Nate. It's just not a school that's meant for the arts. And that's the reason why I'm kind of happy that the school program is shutting down.
I agree with you and stuff like that, but I also kind of like my
Disagree.
Well, my personal opinion is that that school has a lot of good things about it too,
And a lot of bad things.
oh yeah, but
Yeah, the what I noticed with Nate, well, can't really say with Nate. When I look at Nate and I consider Nate again, in all honesty, Nate isn't a bad school. It's good for trades. It's good for minor positions of concessions, such as like working for like major studios and stuff like not major studios, major like chemical studios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the catch with that is that more often than not, you're going to be running into like the problems of, well, here's my, well, how okay, like again, it's a trade school. It's not a arts or it's not a university and stuff like that. So its credentials aren't as powerful as like going to like a good example going to McEwen, which I plan to apply to here soon and study maybe hopefully philosophy or history. But the thing is, the credentials aren't like the backing up of credentials isn't there through Nate. Nate is a trade school through and through and through.
Mm-hmm.
So as such, you need to consider that.
I personally, in my personal opinion and stuff like that, is like the main advantage of Nate and stuff like that. Like I've had multiple friends take a system admin, and they now have some jobs.
But that's the thing is like I would actually consider system admin, app development, programming and stuff like that. I would actually consider them trades now.
Oh yeah,
because they're so important to the world now.
well the thing is
Like,
that
the world can't function without any of them
the
anymore.
thing is that like some of the people who I work with have taken the same program, and they're worse than me when it comes to basic computer knowledge.
Yep.
Like,
Hi.
no, not you. You know a lot. Well, actually, no, you don't know anything. But like, one of my major things with modern day like schooling and stuff like that. This is a show where Josh is going to be very quiet. I feel.
Because well, it's not even that. I think it's actually less the fact that me and you are talking so much, and I think it's more the fact that we're like, well, let's talk about this shit. And that's not a bad thing because honestly, we kind of do need to talk about it. Like I'm not even super upset about how the.
Well, it's like you compared the things that like we got screwed with and we got skills out of. You compare it to like somebody who got an art major, somebody who got a computer science major, somebody who got a gender studies major, and it's like think of the skills they got.
Yeah.
It's like we came out on a far better streak than they did.
Actually, I would say that it depends upon because the thing is technically well, what do you mean by an arts major? Do you mean the Bachelor of Arts, like you can get at U of A and Grant McEwen? Whereas the Bachelor of Arts is actually like, well, did you study philosophy? Did you study psychology? Did you study history? Because you got to remember that's the program that you go to.
Yeah.
That's the degree you go for if you want to study history or philosophy or psychology or sociology or political sciences at McEwen.
Yeah. Like what?
And that's the thing is, I think I know what you mean by doing. Yeah, I did gender studies as my major, and I'm just like, you're a fucking moron.
Oh, you're fucked.
Art, and here's the thing. Art, I'm a bit more accepting of, because actually going to some of these schools and learning how to become like, here's my art degree, and it's like, well, what did you study? I studied the history of how art developed. I understand classical art, so that means they can work in museums. They know how to preserve art. They can go to the Sistine Chapel and like help with preservation, stuff like that. If they went to and learned how to do like abstract and modern art, which isn't actually a bad thing. It's just that their skill set is set more for a very self-driven career rather than being able to go out and get a job. But then again, you look at something like, as you said, gender studies, and it's just like, well, you're on your own, dude, because like you're only gonna get like mind you, they're actually like forcing to create like jobs for them through the market, because there's so many of them that they're just like, no, give us a job, and everybody's like, and then of course computer sciences is by far one of the best jobs you can like train to do, because computer science is kind of like learning how to do programming, learning how computers like develop, learning how to like build computers and stuff like that. It's kind of like that,
which I already know.
And no, I mean like build the boards.
Oh, like actual like design and stuff like that.
Learn how to design and develop the boards. Like, here's a motherboard. 10 years from now, it'll be completely obsolete, and that design of that year will be completely obsolete within 3 years. And that's the point. Is like computer science is the development of computers, the design, the progress, and how the like programming works. And it's that kind of stuff. It's actual development programs. So it's really important. It's actually, as Cullen did. You know, I assume you remember who Cullen is. Josh, I will take that. I saw that pop up in chat. I'm totally up for that. Give me that fucking code.
Sure. But like, so.
But the thing is like it as my friend put it, Cullen, he put it as go to McEwen, get the degree in the Bachelor of Science, and go to school and become a computer major in computer sciences is literally a license to print money, because you have skills now that like literally a huge portion of the world, like the first world, needs. Thank you.
It's like how my plan is literally to get so like my plan is to go get system admin and then take another year and get my A+. And basically what that means is basically like I can tell you your computer is broken, and I can fix the software, and I can fix the hardware.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. And the big thing I've noticed with
like I can get a job at like a school and just work days and fix school computers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like that kind of stuff. Well, kind of. I like, from what I think of, like, if I'm actually going to look it up for you right now, because the way I remember like computer science is being pitched to me is like developing the programs, developing computers and stuff like that. I actually kind of want to make sure that I'm not fucking that up.
Computer science is mainly developing computers. System admin is basically, I think, maintaining said computers.
Example of careers for computer sciences: startup new technology entrepreneurs, software engineers, mobile application developers, information systems consultant, web developers, technical sales representative, e-commerce managers, financial service representatives, market and research analysts, insurance underwriters, and additional stuff that you would require like additional training for, which would be healthcare IT professionals, chief technology officers, data scientists, and technical project managers.
Yeah, like basically that would be what I like. I would rather be a system admin than anything else.
Yeah,
stuff like that, which is basically an IT.
That's not a bad thing, because
no, it's not. Like the other thing is that like so we have to talk about this too. Is like because I think this is a good segue. Intel 9th Gen rumors came out.
Oh,
There are rumors. Basically, the rumor is the i5 is going to have 6 cores, the i7 is going to have 8 cores, and the i9 is going to have 8 cores. Or the i7 has 8 cores, and so does the i9. The i9 now has hyper-threading. I want to talk.
What?
Yeah, so the i9 is going to be the only chip that actually has hyper-threading other than the i3.
actually, you know what? We're gonna put a pin. We're gonna put a pin in this. We're gonna put a pin. Ping. Jeff or Josh. Josh, wake up. Josh.
What?
What happened this week for you? Anything you want to talk about before we just
Rant.
ramble on about like the things that we want to talk about? Apparently this week it's just the Jeff and Allan podcast.
Yeah.
With special guest Josh sleeping in the background.
Yeah. I don't know.
Josh had a fun week.
Yeah. Our friggin' we had a game jam, I guess. But
It
at the
was.
same. It was interesting, but at the same time, it was like, oh no, we got to
Oh no.
recollect our efforts again. I don't know if something else more geeky. Turns out the Mark Rosewater is talking about Kamigawa, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're talking about okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna tune myself out here for a moment before, but I am gonna say this: the fact that Kamigawa is being talked about again is a really nice thing.
I think they're people. See, the thing is though, it's like they're basing off of old numbers. So when they talk about Kamigawa again for Magic the Gathering, people don't know. Kamigawa was the first set they made based off of Japan shit. So like they got ninjas, they got spirits and shit, they got fucking a whole bunch of different cool themes about going to Japan, all the weird shit that has in Japan and basing off Japan lore and whatever. So the funny thing is when that set came out is that it failed. It failed really fucking hard. And they just never looked back at the Kamigawa. But the dumb thing is, at the time when Kamigawa came out, I was kind of, what was it, like 10, 12 or something? And when I looked at the cards, I thought, oh man, this is so fucking cool. It's Japan. That's all it needed to me for to get hooked in. It's like, oh, it's fucking Japan. And nowadays, because of the internet and they know better and they know how to design things better, I think return to Kamigawa can be a good thing. But it's convincing Wizards to do it it's another. But right now, Mark Rosewater, the guy who's kind of the head of Magic right now, he's actively talking about going back there again, which is great. It's better than not talking about going back there again. In fact, there's a post that he's talking about on his, I think his Tumblr, talking about like, if we ever go back, how would you ever go back to it? And he's just saying like, well, I would keep the names and the places and the creature types, but everything else I probably just toss out and put in brand new, which is like, you know what? I'll be super fucking happy if you do that because that's practically all you need. Because things about the Kamigawa block were both overpowered and underpowered. And it's just, yeah.
So really, ninjas were overpowered? What?
They're really fucking retarded. Like freaking their jitsu of what was it, when they're blocking or they're attacking, like you just swap them out with whatever the fuck you have in your hand. Like that's retarded. Guess what? This 1/1 is a giant. It's a giant 10/10. Deal with it.
Yeah, Josh, that's normal.
Exactly.
What are you complaining about? You're complaining about something that really should not be complained about.
Well, if anything, I'm just really happy they're going back to, or at least talking about going back to Kamigawa, because it's like, it was a cool set. It had cool artwork. It had cool ideas. It had cool themes. It's a lot of things were super neat about it. I want to go back. I really do. I think we're at the right time to do it. They have all the research and internet and on the fucking face of the earth. Right time to do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Like you did Teen Titans.
Do it. Do it.
They made a new Teen Titans, boys. Teen Titans Season 6.
Is it Teen...
Pourquoi?
So it's the original Teen Titan cartoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. If they somehow, in some way, get like another, like maybe one season or two, or at least tighten up some of the loose threads they had in that fucking show, that would be great. Like
Yeah.
freaking, what was it? Freaking Beast Boy's love interest to come back to life. That'd be great.
That show was a lot of things. It was very special to a lot of people, and I think that it didn't have a really good ending. But I really
it's goddamn like every other good cartoon show. It's a fucking cliffhanger, like every time.
well, like the funny thing is that like you think about it, it's like Teen Titans, and then they killed it, and then they made Teen Titans Go, and everyone was sad.
Well, freaking, well, they're like, well, we got to aim for the Pooh Babbies, because the Pooh Babbies are the ones that are watching through ads nowadays, so we have to aim it for them.
Mm-hmm.
But then it comes down to a point of like, this not what we're here for at all.
Pretty much.
In fact, the only people who care about it at all are freaking people who are probably in their 30s at this point. So it's like, just keep making the goddamn show so people will shut the fuck up about it.
Pretty
Like, come
much.
on.
Pretty much. Like the main issue I had with Teen Titans and stuff like that, and this is just my personal opinion, is that like you would play it, you would watch it, and then you would be like, that was a good episode and it dealt with this, and this. And then you would watch the next episode, and then you would feel like, oh, that dealt with this, and this. And then you watch the next episode. And it was like a really good show for watching it. Go, like you watch it, and it's like, remember that time we got burgers? Oh, remember the time we got burgers? I remember the time. It's like, man, like
This show is shit.
I don't like this. It's like League of
Frick.
Legends. It's like, I don't like this.
It's like, what? I don't. Why is it? Why are they not doing superhero things like they used to? Why are they constantly
why
talking
is
about
there-
getting
where-
food?
Where's the villain of the week?
Yeah, where's the villain? Oh, there's the villain. Oh, this villain is so annoyed with the group, he ran away. Like, I like how the show is both self-aware and not aware at the same time.
I love the part where the main villain, what was it? There's a villain who literally references the fact that they're a reboot.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the original Teen Titans, and you're like, huh.
They show the Teen Titans Go sat through the entire season of the original show, and they even pointed out every single plot line that were left cliffhangers, and they're like, "Oh man, the show is so much better."
Yeah. It's almost like somebody knew, but
It's like someone knew.
like I sit there and I think about this. It's like, man, my childhood's coming back. I'm so happy now. If only Intel can make the i9 good again, because I really want to talk about the i9. How upset I am.
Well, is it the processor am I gonna buy for Christmas time, or at least Boxing Day, I guess?
I wouldn't.
Oh, am I getting an i8 for around Christmas time?
I wouldn't do that.
Am I getting another i7 around Christmas time?
I would get an R7. Like, it depends on the price of the i9, because like if the i9's like you can get the way that Intel's been doing things lately and stuff like that is they've been doing things where it's like basically like where basically like things happen and then they will just change things conveniently. So like recently what ended up happening was Intel decided it was a good idea in order to make one big thing and then fuck it all up. So the i9 is going to be the only processor that most of us know of. It's going to have no hyperthreading in the i7 range, the new i7. So if you buy that processor, I'm sorry for you. Like, I'm generally very sorry for you. The other thing is that like you think about like what the i7 has and what the 8-core had. And the 8-core is like, it's an Intel 8-core on a mainstream platform, yes. I don't understand where they get the idea of like, let's remove a core feature from the i7 that has always been there from day one. So basically now you have a glorified i5 that really should be called an i5. And this is one of the main reasons why I really dislike the idea of the i9s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the i7 was fine and stuff like that. The i7 gave a lot of performance for the dollar and stuff like that.
Good.
But the problem with the
No.
i7 was like it had 4 cores. Now you have the R7, which is better overall, just better.
It
Stuff
has
like
10 cores,
it has 8 cores now.
20 cores.
So that's more cores per dollar.
Then we get the string theory processor. Then, don't know what the fuck's going on with that, but hey, it works somehow.
Pretty much. That's the thing, right? Is like every single time. But like you think about that, like it's like the i7 was always this really good processor. So I don't understand why Intel's like taking their high-end processor, you know, the processor that's for HEDTs, high-end desktop systems,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
moving it downwards and stuff like that. It just seems really confusing and stuff like that. I would have really appreciated if they instead moved the Intel i7 over to, let's say, something more akin to, on the high end, more akin to an i5, and then kept the i7 branding the same on the main platforms and stuff like that. And it really makes me want to recommend the other solutions that you get for other products and stuff like that. Because it's like, let's be honest. Let's be honest, the i7 was a really good processor, done really well back in the day.
Yep.
And it's still one of the best processors on the market. So like that's my
Yep.
personal opinion on it and stuff like that is I don't like it, but I'm going to deal with it, so whatever.
So let's go from one boring thing to another boring thing.
Allan turned off
LOL.
ad block. That's a boring thing.
Is that boring?
I think it's boring.
To be fair, I don't know.
Okay. So I turned off ad block for 2 reasons. One is because it kept crashing on me. And I actually kind of got just fed up with it. I was just like, you know what, fuck it. It's just going to stay off at this point. Who fucking cares? And it actually hasn't been all that bad. I've just kind of like stopped caring. I'm being a productive member of the internet again. I'm providing revenue for people.
He's gonna all of a sudden the internet's just gonna switch to alt-right craziness. It's gonna be great.
Please. But the other reason why is I just kind of like I just stopped caring about ad block because like from what I've had over the past like three days is that I've noticed that like I don't like even when I watch videos on my phone, I don't have like super long ads. I've noticed that the main reason why I got ad block from all those years ago isn't a thing anymore, where like you'd run into like these ads that were like a minute long or like that were 2 minutes long that you couldn't skip the fuck out of, and it was fucking annoying as all hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes
And
sense.
I haven't found any of them anymore. I don't even really care about like little ads onto the side anymore because like that's not a bad thing. It's just it's not super like, oh well, here's like your entire here's this major problem that you're gonna have with this fucking ad system, which for a long time actually was my big problem with it, is because it was just like, here's your ads. Well, okay, that's nice and all, but I don't need these ads. And it's like, no, you're getting these ads because, well, we say so. And you'd be sitting there going, but why though? And then I just noticed that I just didn't really care.
Mhm.
Because, like, for the most part, now the ads aren't all that bad because they're not like 10-minute, 2-minute, 10-minute ads, anything like that anymore. It's just like, oh, it's just this little thing.
Like this little thing and this little thing and this little thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I don't mind. I don't care. It's not disruptive to me anymore. It's just, oh, look, it's an ad.
Oh, look, an
Okay.
ad. And then you move on with your life.
The only thing that ads annoy me the most nowadays is when it shows up on my phone. When I'm like,
That doesn't even bother me anymore.
for me, it bothers. Well, if it bothers me for the most part, because let's say I'm trying to watch a YouTube video or something, I'm just like, oh, I'll just watch it through the app. I'm like, oh, wait, these ads are still annoying to me. Okay, I'll watch it through the website through Firefox because they have add-ons, and I use uBlock Origin, and whew, so much better. I completely avoid all of it altogether still, which is great.
Josh, the laziest guy in the world, will go that far to avoid ads.
They
to the
still
point where
annoy me. Like they still do. If I notice
I
one,
find them
I
annoying.
still hate it.
It sounds like a personal problem.
Like-
It really does, and I'm not even upset about it either because, like, for the longest time that was actually me too, where I was just like, I can't stand fucking ads. It's just so fucking dumb. And then I got to the point where I just kind of like stopped. I thought about it, and it's like, does it really bother me all that much? And then I realized it really doesn't anymore. I kind of just shrug my shoulders loudly, and I go, oh well, I guess.
Shrug your
I guess I'll
shoulders
just watch-
loudly.
Yeah, you wear a noisily crinkly jacket and you shrug and you get that crinkle sound, and that's shrugging noisily.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
But at the same time, that's the thing is, like, I don't mind them anymore. It's not as bad as it used to be for a while.
No, they're still bad.
And not really. Not okay. Well, maybe for you. From what I've noticed, they haven't been all that bad as of late. And the only thing that I can say for sure, the worst ad I've had so far is a feminist ad that I skipped fucking harder than anything in the world.
See, if you had an ad block,
'Cause-
you would have never seen it. And I also
Yeah,
tend to find that most feminists are retarded.
Surprise.
Surprise.
There's nothing new about that. Surprise,
I
motherfucker.
fucking
Hard eyes, motherfucker. Rude eyes, motherfucker. Ugh. But yeah, no, I don't care. I'll grit my teeth and bear through it because
Well, you're made of
It's
stronger
not
stuff
the-
than I am.
it's not the worst thing in the world to see an ad from time to time.
no, it is. It is because you're contributing
Yeah,
to
maybe
society,
for
and I would
you.
rather not contribute to society.
See, I'm a scumbag. I don't want to contribute in any way, shape, or form. Or what's
Ouch.
called a NEET.
A neat?
It's an abbreviation for what certain type of people are from Japan that are not, what was it? Not going to university, not going to, like, not upgrading themselves or their lives in any sort of fashion, just being stuck in a rut, kind of stuck in a rut for the most part of their life type of thing. And it's a thing that you should look up because it's interesting, because it's like, oh, so their losers are called a certain thing. Okay.
A neat, eh?
Yeah. I'm sure you can find it on Google and stuff, but like I'm doing this definition of the word wrong, like horribly, but it's pretty much like,
Oh, neat.
yeah,
Not in education, employment, or training.
yeah,
Acronym NEAT.
yeah.
First used in the UK, but is spread to countries such as Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and the United States. Okay. Well, considering that all of us are employed, you can't be a NEAT.
No, but man, the dream to be a NEAT.
You really want to be a NEAT, which is bad.
You get so much free time.
It's your fault.
And fuck ads.
Yes, fuck them.
Just fuck them. Did we talk about LOL?
We did.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
It's-
and how toxic it is, and
Well, it's not really toxic anymore. It's actually not that bad.
no, it's been really good so far.
Oh, that's good.
Like it's been really
I-
fun and stuff like that. I haven't even used. Okay. Like I'm playing it now because I'm stupid and bad podcaster. Shut up.
Who cares? It's not
I
that
care.
I'm kind of tempted to jump into LOL or even Dota, but I'm like, do I really want to?
I think
don't
that you
know.
would probably. I think that like you don't like competitive games.
I like them to a degree, but it does come down to like, am I gonna have fun with this just casually? No. Then
Like
maybe
you
not.
might want like I would be fine like helping you out and playing with you and stuff like that. I would
Yeah.
not be okay for things other than that.
I wouldn't be able to play with you because my MMR is way too fucking high in that game.
I mean,
Because I used to play with a bunch of players who were like high MMR, and so my MMR got dragged the fuck up.
it's always the worst. Is like when you enter elo hell.
Pretty fucking much. I
think-
do know for a fact that right now my biggest concern with LOL is, and hearing Josh considering going into LOL, is I just don't know how I feel about you doing that. You are a precious child who is going into fucking LOL.
It would be really funny for me because like I would just be like, "Hey Josh,
Huh?
play Alistar, Josh."
What?
And then Josh would play Alistar and then he'd die horribly and I would be like, "Josh, why are you playing Alistar?" You would definitely want.
Some guy in a trench coat with no pants was telling me to play this video game. It was weird and didn't flash me as junk at all. I thought I was going to do it, but no. Just told me to play this video game and ran away. It's weird.
It's funny because like right now I'm like playing it right now and everyone's like it's funny. This guy doesn't know how Morana works. And it's like I played back in season 3. They've changed so much. I barely could tell what the fuck was going on my first time back. And now I'm dead.
Perfect.
Anyways, I think that's a podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So thank you everyone for listening to the Black Mind Podcast. My name is Jeff. Joining me this week was Josh and Allan. We also had nobody else on. So
Have a good night,
Yeah.
guys.
hope everyone has a good day and hope to talk to you everybody soon. Also, you can watch us on blackmindgames.podbean.com.
Yep. You can
Or
watch it
you
with your
can watch
ears.
Yeah, you can also watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on other things as well. So yeah, have a good day.
Yep. Bye.
Okay. I should probably not be playing.
I'll just turn on my recording crap.
I forgot my recording crap on. Thank you very much.
Because Allan is awesome. And Josh.
Because Alan's more on the ball.
I'm just
Okay,
waiting.
so you want to know why? Okay, actually, I'm going to tell you guys this. Do you want to know why the fucking Canadian Military Center for the fucking Naval Command Center and stuff like that is in Saskatchewan? Do you really want to know why?
No, I don't
Why?
really care because our military is going to get fucking owned by the United States as soon as the Civil War happens.
I don't think it's going to happen at this point now.
You don't think they're going to go into Civil War? I think that I really don't know right now. Like, really, right now, it's like the country is like,
The opportunity has passed.
oh yeah, like it's. You want to know something funny? I recently was thinking about this recently, is that the United States government right now. The Democrats are in the same place where the Bush administration put the Republicans 3 years or like a couple of years earlier.
Mhm.
Like it's funny how history repeats itself and how the Republicans Tea Party is basically divided. Like it would be really nice if that country wasn't so fucked up.
It'd be great if they actually had a multi-team party.
Right? Like they could actually use it.
Yeah, like if they can actually use it and have different ideals show up, and
I mean, it's Josh, how dare you say something that's totally correct?
How dare I say something so advanced and so out there? There's no other country in the
He's
fucking
clearly a
world that would possibly have this.
He's clearly a communist, boys.
Clearly, a
And score field goal.
communist.
Score
Clearly.
goal, similar to a golf game.
I wouldn't put it past you, Josh. I have that little faith in you.
To a golf game. I'm just thinking. I recently was thinking about this because recently I did my political compass test again and stuff like that. And it was really funny because literally we had a guy who was like, what was he? He was on the right and authoritarian. So like I was about to make the joke of literally Hitler, and then YouTube made the joke calling him literally Hitler. So like now and then I realized that like I can't have certain individuals on my Discord server ever again.
Oh boy.
Oh, why is that?
Because if I have, what I mean by that is I can't have people who are an authoritarian left, like a certain individual that we have mutual run-ins with multiple times.
Vicky?
Now I have to edit out her name. Thank you.
Beep.
Yeah, but
Oh no, I'm just trying to make sure. I'm
no,
on the same
you're
page.
100% correct. But like basically, like I'm like basically like if I have to like if she ever's like pushes, like I wouldn't invite her. I would not invite her even if she asked. But like I was like I can't have those individuals on my Discord server ever again because they're gonna start a fight with Mark. And you two, good.
Yep.
And Mewtwo's like basically a shit disturber, so like he basically sits there and just goes like, this offends you? Here's the knife, go stab yourself with it.
Yeah.
Like that's Mewtwo in a nutshell. Like he's very like I have accomplished twisting him off and hurting his feelings and stuff like that. And let me tell you, it's not hard. But like he will sit there and he'll just calmly take it and just go like, here's the knife, go stab yourself with it, you fuck.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm not doing this justice, but like that's basically my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So what is BC? BC should get high on fucking crack.
No, I think BC should more like I think because it's so like the climate is all rocky cliffs and
Rain.
rocky cliffs, rain, and stuff like that. It should be more. Actually, maybe I don't know. Maybe you could do a fishing minigame in that one.
Oh, fishing.
Actually, Halifax could be fishing then.
Halifax. Halifax. No, because like we can't go.
Halifax is a ship production industry. Same with Quebec.
Can I make a stupid comment? Like, because like the game would have to take place in Montreal, like begin in Montreal. So then, like, if we're doing that, we would have to do it where that coast. Like, we'd better off be doing it in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yep.
Honestly, where like you go down and then you go back.
Yeah, I guess so.
So Labrador, I would say, would be. Wouldn't Labrador be the better place to do like fishing mini game?
Nope. Newfoundland. Labrador doesn't have. I don't think Labrador actually has.
So Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Newfound.
Newfin.
Newfound.
No, Newfin.
Fuck it. It's called Newfie. Fuck you.
It's called Newfie. It's that racial slur we all heard about.
Newfie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Newfie's that offensive.
I don't think so
Actually,
either.
my mom actually explained it to me. It is.
Oh,
So it's actually what the Americans used to call Newfoundlanders, because they were just like, oh, those dumb Newfies and stuff like that.
Then we end
fucking
up using it like the
Americans
N
ruining
word.
everything.
Yeah, we end up using it like the N word.
Next thing you know, they're gonna ruin weed again for everyone.
Next thing you know, that the government is going to cave under pressure with Mexico legalizing it.
Oh my god. Mexico actually wants to work with drug cartels.
Mexico does work with drug cartels.
Well, right now. Now it's like actually like to cut down the violence. We think it would be best if we worked with the drug cartels, and it's like why, why, why?
We all know why.
They'll be the next leading drug authority in the world.
I played League again. Who's gonna? What topics do you want, Josh? So it's funny because like if I actually figure out how to because next year I'm gonna have to do math and physics and stuff like that. So if I can program a pinball game, I'm gonna be better than Chris.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna hold that over his head.
You don't have to hold it over his head. Just be like, here's his ball bearing.
Here, hey Chris, I programmed a pinball game.
Here's his overly sized ball bearing.
And then when he sits there and goes like, how, what? I'm gonna be like, oh, remember that game jam where you quit Black Mind? This isn't meant for me to stab you. Just visibly be like, that, and just like so
You
aggressive.
got the ball bearing in your hand, and you're like, this is stabbing you right now.
This is meant to go into your eye socket. This line is standing there holding my arm. No, don't! Do you like it?
Could you go a little lower to massage my shoulder? Sure.
Yeah, sure. Here you go. Nice rubbing pattern. I played League of Legends. I had no idea what I was doing. I also played Overwatch this week. It was not fun. It was really not. Like League of Legends, Newfie fishing game. Get a bite. At set intervals.
So
What?
I just realized
You just
I didn't put any of my topics in this week.
Oh, you should put your topics in on the topic list. So that way then we can talk about them.
Yeah.
Also, did you hear about the new Teen Titans trailer? We found a way to come back, and it's like, my childhood is happy.
What's this? What?
They're making a new Teen Titans trailer.
You mean the Teen Titans trailer that happened and said "fuck Batman"?
No, an actual Teen Titans trailer.
Like the cartoon?
Yeah, the good cartoon.
Hooray!
Get
Fucking
bites
love
at
that one!
at set intervals. One fish. And create intervals. Would completing mini games get you money so that you could buy beer?
It would probably get you closer to getting upgrades for the character.
Like what it should be is like you give the mechanic money and then he gives you beer, and then he buys beer with it.
The thing is, though, if this game's for sale and we're gonna put it on shelves,
It's not it's not beer. It's orange juice.
or something
Root beer.
somewhat
It's
similar.
root beer.
Yeah, root beer, sarsaparilla.
Yeah, it's sarsaparilla. Fuck off.
Sarsaparilla.
It's not alcoholic. Give it to the ASRB. They give us a teen rating. Just sitting there being like, oh, come on. Sarsaparilla. That's not... It's Canadian. Canadian sarsaparilla. It has alcohol in it. It's American sarsaparilla. Fuck. Newfie fishing game. What is the thing that happens in Manitoba a lot? Or Quebec, where could be like cutting down trees and milking syrup.
Milking syrup from the trees, yeah.
Yeah, milk syrup. Quebec. Syrup. Milk syrup. From trees. Also, did you hear about you turned off ad block?
Yeah.
Why did you block Origin, man?
Well, okay. The reason why I turned off AdBlock is because AdBlock's been crashing a lot lately.
It's also
Yeah,
called,
you block Origin.
yeah, you block
It's
Origin.
actually like the original ad block thing because the guy who made ad block just ripped off the other guy.
Well, no. Okay. So here's the thing: is I just kind of like shrugged now because I haven't gotten any like. Here's a 5-minute video that you can't fucking skip before any videos. I've noticed like that's not a problem anymore. It's like, oh, here's like every video that I watch has either a 5-second ad or has an ad that's like 30 seconds that still has the fucking skip ad button. And I'm like, fine by me.
Milk syrup from a tree, grow a beard.
I just like how when I go to YouTube, I don't see any ads.
I just
Ever.
I just like how YouTube is not. I just don't like funding YouTube creators as much as I used to.
I'm okay with it now.
Eh. Some of them.
You gotta remember, I haven't been funding any fucking YouTube creators in like the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
I've had ad block for at least like 10. No, sorry, about 8 years now. I've had it since 2010.
Yeah.
And honestly, at this point, I'm just kind of like, turn it off. Who cares?
Yeah.
What else did I do this week?
So. Okay, should we sync and start the show?
Yeah, because I can't think of anything.
Sync in 3, 2, 1.